In herd mentality, we talk about a principle called the safety check. And that's something we've learned specifically with horses, especially young ones like here, like Miss Chloe. So when we're going to trailer the horse or put them in the trailer for transport, a lot of the rescues have never really been on a trailer, or it's been years since they've been on a trailer. So it's a very scary environment for them. And so it's change, if you would think about it from that perspective. So what we'll do is we'll bring them up to the trailer. We'll allow them to sniff the trailer a little bit, and we allow them to put one paw in, maybe two paws into the trailer, and we'll stop, right? And we'll hold them right there. We don't try to force them into that trailer. Nothing we want to do in our training environment with these rescue horses is something where we force them to do anything, because we want them to learn to trust us and do things out of respect and out of knowing we have their best interest. We will take care of them and it'll be okay. And so this safety check becomes an important component, this waiting for them, checking with them before they come in, and then they will eventually load. Sometimes it takes more coaxing than others, but that safety check has a big thing because it's a big scary box, a big scary environment. It's change. What's going to happen? You're moving me. That's what's going on in their minds. So how does that work in your environment? Well, change is constant, as we've been talking about a lot in herd mentality. And so if that being the case, I need to be prepared for what my employees are going to think about that change. So here's the safety check in the business world. When you're getting ready to announce a new change, maybe it's a new benefits program or change in your insurance program, or maybe it's expansion, or maybe you're going to combine a couple departments. There's all kinds of change and things you're going to do. What you want to do is before you roll it out to the company, bring in some confidence. Do a safety check. Bring in couple people from the front line that you can trust, a couple from your management line, your director line, executive line, so on. Communicate to them everything that's about to happen. And then let them tell you what they think the reaction is going to be. I think people are going to say this. I think people are going to be worried about this. I think this is going to be a big issue. You see, the mistake that we make is us executives all sit in the boardroom or the conference room and we plan it and we predict what we think is going to happen. It's been so long since we've actually been the kind of person who dealt with an hourly paycheck and worried about an hourly paycheck that we have completely removed from the reality of what their life's like. Something may seem simple to us is not simple to them, right? It's a big deal to them, and that's the safety check. So now I can take all this input and advice that I get from these people and craft my message when I'm rolling it out. I think businesses do a great job of doing FAQs for their customers, right? Here's our website, here's our program, here's our product, here's how it works, here's some frequently asked questions about our programmers, frequently asked questions about our services, but we don't really do that for our employee experience. And so the safety check is a way of doing that to ensure a great employee experience, because we know great employee experience is necessary to have a great customer experience, right? They feed into each other. So once you've gathered these people and you got their information, incorporate that into your messaging when you put that out. As you're communicating, you might say, hey, some of you might be thinking this. Here's how we've planned for that. Some of you might be concerned with that. I've learned some real blind spots that I've had by doing these safety checks, by going to people and finding out ahead of time that if I just roll that out, what ends up happening? You're playing defense the entire time. You've got a company organization that is pushing back and pushing back and pushing back at you, and they're not pushing back incorrectly or wrong. It's just stuff, wow, I didn't think that would happen, or I didn't anticipate that, so you weren't prepared for it. So you feel like you don't really believe in the change because you're now defending it, arguing it, debating it, as opposed to confidently communicating it in a positive manner. So if I know those things up front, when I'm rolling out my change, I am already dealing with what the anxiety is going to be up front, so that when they have another question, they're really just questioning some of those things. Like, yeah, I hear what you're saying. I know exactly how you feel. It makes a lot of sense. That's why we did this. That's why we're doing this part. Hey, I hear what you're saying. It's really a change. When change on benefits is a big deal, when we change the insurance companies, that's why we've created this program, which gives you 6 different opportunities to sit with one-on-one with our HR in order to ask any questions you may have. So you've thought ahead about what the stuff is because you've asked the people that the change is going to impact. Not because you thought about it, not because you and your executives sat in the room and thought about it, but because you did your safety check and you brought in those trusted advisors to help you craft your message for change.